help me open this? I think you should help me open this. There might be bubble wrap you can destroy. You know you like to. This is a risk. Something I've been looking for a while, and saw it on the bay of the letter E, and it's in bad shape. Ad was described exactly as what I hoped to get, and I thought you could do the unboxing with me. It's a Heathkit thing, part of a collection of stuff that I've been slowly putting together over time, and this one's kind of rare and hard to get, but I figure why not give it a shot? Why not? I like to fix stuff, and it'll either be fixable or it won't, but I couldn't pass up the try because they're kind of rare. Hey, come back to help some more? Cool. Again, there might be bubble wrap, so you never know. So let's find out. Ooh, your wish is come true. There is bubble wrap. You want to see a happy dog? Yeah. Gonna get it? Appreciate it. How about I undo it so you don't destroy it? It is as described. Cut cord and all. Yeah, I know the general rule is don't get stuff with a cut cord because that means it doesn't work. Because I know it doesn't work. It is exactly as described. I knew this was coming. There were plenty of pictures to tell me this wasn't in, top-notch condition, but I like the challenge of trying to fix stuff. And again, I've been looking for one of these for a while. But seriously, can you wait? Give me a second. I just need a minute. Just need a minute. No, hey. Okay, no, I don't need to help yet. Back off. Stop. Okay, dog wrangling. Hang on. You can do that for the next hour, are you? Okay, well, while you get busy over there destroying bubble wrap, it's a Heathkit AD-1307. I've got a bunch of the other pieces. I've been slowly trying to put the whole system together, and this one's a hard thing to come by. It's really just a fancy switch box and meters, but I wanted to give it a shot, so there shouldn't be too much going on with it. It's, like I said, exactly as the ad described, so there's no shocks here at all. The images showed all the rust and everything on this, and it's coming from somewhere in Florida, so moisture is going to probably be a thing. It's missing some screws, and I can hear a rattle on the inside, so yeah, it's a gamble, definitely. But the three switches work, and it's got some response. So at least, it's here. Now let's pop the top and see what's going on the inside here just a little bit. I really hope it's okay in there. We'll see. Seriously, still? You are a bubble wrap destroyer. Get it. Come on. I guess I'm not going to use this bubble wrap again. Get it. Thank you for helping me unwrap. But there I got it. That'll entertain you for the next hour. Well, I can tell that is not an original screw to this. It was the only screw holding this all on. I did notice it's missing the connecting plugs from this set, but it's got those. It's also something I remember seeing in the advertisement for this, and it's actually going. Everything else seems to be here, and even though the outside looks pretty bad, the inside looks kind of okay. What I heard rattling around in there was this. Because under here, power is going to come in, so putting a new one of these on is definitely going to be a thing. And then trying to figure out how functional this is. But the inside, thankfully, does not look too bad. And again, it's mostly just kind of a fancy switch box with meters. I think it's fixable. Okay, here we go with another parts repair, can I make it work kind of thing. It's a Heathkit AD-1307 fancy switch box. You probably already saw me unboxing it with my dog. Now we're going to see if it's got any life in it by taking the cover off and doing something with the nipped off power cord here. Hopefully that'll work. I'm going to try it as is, just by attaching power to it some way, and see if the lights come on, see if the power LED light comes on, and then we'll go from there. At least that's my hope. Okay, so here's my plan. Got a Variac over here. Gonna try to get it connected to the power on this. I've already gone ahead and removed the top here. So we can fish around and see what it does in there. And I guess we'll look inside here. I guess we should look inside there first. Pretty self-explanatory. Here's my speaker outputs. Here's my amplifier inputs. This hiding under here is where the power comes in, power transformer. These are just, again, VU meters. This is some switches between them. All the electronics to run the VU meter on the left is down there, and identically over here on the right. I can already tell that this capacitor right there, I can zoom in on it, I probably will. That capacitor right there looks like it's blown out because it's got a hole in it and a whole bunch of stuff coming out from the inside there. So that's not good. Hopefully I can find replacements, but they all look like roughly 500 microfarads, 25 volts. These two look identical. That one it looks like it reads the same. Same with that one. That one looks like it's newer than this one. And I just noticed, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. I'll have to blank out the social security number. But thank you, Jesus R. Acosta. You've put your name on here and social security number, which is what they used to do back in the day. But again, that tells me probably somebody in the military, because military folks typically put their social security number on everything. Again, we're just going to go for it. I've already stripped off the end of the cutoff power lead, and I'm hoping that I can get this connected. So let's see if I can't. I have a chain of stuff here. I have a dim bulb tester. I'm going to bring it up solely with this. Somehow connect it with power. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do it yet. Not a way I would necessarily recommend how to do this, but I am going to make sure you're on 0 and you are going to be going to 120 eventually. You're off. The dim bulb is off. I don't recommend this for the novice because, well, this is stupid. But we are going to just clip in some power here so I can get a connection somehow, some way. Here, got a good connection there. And this is going to be my temporary power cord. Let's make sure those don't short. And here's the other end. This is going to be my plug. You should be plugged in. You are not shorted. Make sure you're off. Let's pick a speaker to be on and a monitor to be on just in case. Hopefully I don't blow a fuse. Turn on the juice over at my bulb tester. Okay, here we go. 120. Power is on. I got the little red LED. This is on 0. Nothing yet. Oh yeah, I gotta turn it on. Turn the power on. Turn the power on right down here. Nothing through here yet. Now we see what happens. Let's turn you up to, I don't know, 10. See if anything happens. Nothing so far. How about 20? I don't hear anything. Let's go broke. Go to 50. Nothing yet. Everything is on. Dim bulb is still low. 70. Oh, started to get some lights. So this is a good sign. I got lights here and lights there. And all 4 bulbs are on, but the power LED is not. Why is the power LED not? Okay, maybe it's just not enough. 70, 80, brighter. 90, all the way. I'm still getting nothing on that. Is it just dim? It's just not there. Okay, so I'm clearly getting power. Maybe this LED has gone bad. But I got lights. I don't have anything going into it, so I can't tell if the meters are working. I'm a little surprised. That's a good sign, though. That's a really good sign that this is going to be ultimately kind of fixable. So I'm pretty happy with that once I put on a real plug. So it does power. I can already see it. That's the whole problem. The LED is busted. Yeah, that's all it is. Let me show you what I'm looking at. You can see this is not connected. So that's why that isn't working. So maybe just by soldering that back onto the base of the LED, which hopefully is still there, we can get that fixed. So let's undo all of this. Plug you. Well, it also told me the fuse was working just fine. Again, don't do what I do. A little more tear down here. I think these just pull off. Yeah, they just pull off. Okay. Gotta collect all my parts. Dooby-dooby-doo. Now these are original screws because more components with these old kit screws. And all these screws are rusted, so I'm going to have to clean them up and de-rust them. Especially the ones on back. I think this spent a chunk of its life in a very moist climate. Also replace these feet because they're terrible. Feet that came with these, they're just little press-on feet, but they become compressed and hard. It's already missing one. I can do better. It should tell me how the power cord is, hopefully, attached. A little dirty on the inside, not too bad. Yep, here's where the power cord comes in. On this rail up there, those are some big capacitors. Oh, that's nice. These unscrew so I can look at the components on that. I take off the sides somehow. Looks like the faceplate can come off now. Let's do that. And look how rusty that is. These are self-tapping screws. Now, you should lift off. Oh, that's coming with it. Did not expect the LED part to stay there. Might be why it's broken. Okay, is there enough give there? Oh, okay. Oh, well, that tells me a lot right there. That was definitely not soldered very well. Here's the other wire. That was obviously not soldered very well on that end. Yeah, I bet the LED is probably okay. I'll test it in a little while just to see. But yeah, I need to take this further apart, I guess. That was unexpected. Here's the other lead right there. It might just be from these clips. Yeah, that's just from this clip and that clip. Okay. So this clip and this clip. Yeah, that's the LED right there. This is the LED light. Whoever put this together just made some extensions so that you can pull this on and off without doing that too bad. Instead of unclipping these. Those are just clipped. But that right there, this little system is the light. Power light. Right here. This guy. Literally there. Front here, if I take the front off, will it lay down? A couple transistors, they're probably okay. Transistors okay. Diodes. There's some more little, those look like mica. There's a potentiometer down here that's to, I guess, adjust the VU meters so that they display correctly. So if there are any electrical problems, it's going to be on this board and those capacitors. So let's take the back off and see if I can't lay it down. I'll reattach this later. This is just paper that's glued for insulation. Somebody was very generous with contact cement. Good on them. I don't have both sets of these plugs, but they're pretty simple little connections. I might be able to fashion something up myself. It's literally just two metal plugs in a little plastic brace. I wonder if I could 3D print something and create my own little whirligig. That's in the far future. But here's these little pluggy things. Okay. Fuse. Oh, that's an interesting fuse. Okay, this says 120 volts, quarter amp slow blow. Got a little resistor in it. That's interesting. Let's see, 250 volt. Okay. It is a quarter amp. Okay, so it is the right kind of fuse. Okay, so it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Not quite enough give. That's terrible. The hardest part will be getting the clamp off. Yes. I just need enough space so I can get to this board and test capacitors. Yeah, that one really looks fishy. This one has clearly been changed out. But this one is different than the others. Remembering my Sesame Street. What's different? So what do we got here? We have 500 microfarad, 50 volt. 500 UF, which I'm hoping is 500 microfarad, 50 volt. So those two are the same. This one says Japan, that one says Mexico. This one says 500 microfarad, yeah, MF. 25 volt, 525 volt. So those two are the same, those two are the same. Those are all big ass resistors. Sorry for the language. So they're designed to dissipate a lot of wattage. There is a 10 microfarad, 50 volt. Well, they got really high voltages on these capacitors, so probably change all those. Definitely this one, because again, it's got a crusty goo where the leg comes out, and I've never seen a capacitor kind of like that. Looks as though the transformer's gotten hot because its varnish on it's melted a little, but obviously it's working with my power switch, which is obviously working except for the LED. Okay, my recording suddenly stopped. I'm beginning to wonder if I've run out of room on my computer. Trying to get the cord out, and it's proving the little clip here. You know, you're just supposed to squeeze it and pop it out. So I just clipped it because I thought maybe it'd be easier to do that. It's not behaving nicely, so I'm trying to get it out. Gone ahead and taken off the sides as well. It's all electronics at this point, and I probably should have left it framed up so I could work on this a little bit better, because it's proving to be difficult. Hey! These things are a pain. Okay. Finally. Yeah, you should just slide out, or up, or out, or whatever. There we go. Ugh. And that's why it's hard. I had to create just enough room so I could actually push it down. The way these doodads work is it put the cable in there, it pinches it down into this, you know, no pull on it string, makes a little U, and it clips in easy, but after time the cable gets so hard that when you go to just pinch it down some, it doesn't pinch down anymore. So it's like, can I actually get it to pinch down so I can pull this thing out? Finally got there. Oh, eventually I can put a cable on there, power cable. There. That took a while. And again, unfortunately, you missed some of it because it freaking didn't record. Take these 4 screws off here. A long screw. Okay. Long screw. Oops, sounded like there were washers there too. And there were. Okay. I gotta make sure I find 4 washers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we put you with the long screws. There you are. And that should give me access to the board and the power connection through here, and to the solder joint so I can get to the capacitors. I think I have full access to everything now. Not exactly pretty, but it works. Here's my power connections, which go and be replaced once I find a power cord. Here's my fuse to the power rails. Here's my capacitors, I guess, that prevent thump. These are my inputs and outputs. Here's my transformer. So this is all power distribution and input and outputs. Here is my circuit board. I can get to the soldering, get to the capacitors I think I want to fix, and I can get to these wonderful boards and check all of it. So, while I still have time today, let's unsolder the one and only one suspicious capacitor in here that I think is probably foobarred. Okay, now that I've seen where the recording stopped, I have to reinvent and go back in time just a smidge here, unfortunately, to describe my plan here. Okay, I've got 4 500 microfarad capacitors on this circuit board. 2 of them are rated for 50 volts, 2 of them are rated for 25 volts. One I think is bad, one has definitely been replaced. I have some 470s because they don't make 500s anymore. They're the right voltage. There's also a smaller one that's 10 microfarads that is 50 volts. Got plenty of those. I don't have any 500 25 volt. I do have a 470 35. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those. I wish I had 2. I'm at least going to take off one of these and test it, especially the one I think that's bad, and maybe the one next to it, because I think they're a pair, one for each side of this circuitry, and I'd like them to match. So probably going to try 2 of these. I've already tested the distance. They're not this kind, and I can never keep it correct on me. I think of this as axial because it's along the axis, and I think of this as radial, but I can never remember what's actually the case. So hopefully the desolder gun, yep, has warmed up enough. So you are, I think, this pad. Ooh, well, okay, come on, you can do it. Heat up. Oh, wow, flux. Come on now, I just give it some time. Wow, there we go. Let's see if that loosens it enough at least. Okay, oh, there's one. And again, plus is up on this one, and minus is down, and on the other one, it's flipped. Oh, wow, the circuit board has the markings of what they are, so that's helpful. Come on. Here we go. Again, this is the one I'm suspicious of because of, you look at where the leg comes out, it's really crusty. And honestly, I haven't seen capacitors like this before. They're kind of interesting. Why is it coming out there and not there? I don't know. I'm suspicious of this. Well, let's at least test it and see what it looks like. 630 microfarads, 630. Okay, well, not stupendous. That's actually pretty good. It's high. It's definitely high. Let's see what that is. Yeah, that percentage of that's not great, but it's still capacitoring. Capacitor and at least replace at least 2 of these. I'll probably desolder one of these and test it out and see how good it is. And probably change out this small value one here just because. And then put it all back together once I find a power cord for it. Oh, and clean it all up, of course, because I got to clean it up. Okay, after staring at soldering connections here an awful bunch, I'm not really happy with all these. There's definitely a scarcity of solder on some of them, as well as the connections over here. So I'm going to kind of rework this area, especially where the fuse is concerned. Do a little rework on this area, just because I think it needs it. what I'm doing is I decided to get as close to the spec on the circuit board, so I'm putting some capacitors in parallel, both rated for 50 volts, so I can get it closer to the 500 spec. While to heat up, that's a big solder pad. There we go. And you. Okay, that should be this big guy. That was definitely large. One goes this way. Negative is there. Negative and okay. There you go. I will declare that a success. There are my two things. Everybody is copacetic there. Just have to remove this one. I'm going to hope these are good because I don't have any replacements for those at the moment. Here's my replacement 10 microfarad for that guy. And then I'll try to put this all together and see what it works. Once I put got to put a power cord on it, fix the diode. And you are definitely plus up top and minus down below. Okay. I've acquired a power cord that I'm going to try to put into this. At least that's my plan. So I guess the first thing I need to do is bring this through and kind of decide how much lead I'm going to need. Actually, that might be enough. Let's go down there and up there. Actually, it might be enough, but I'll leave a little more. And I got to pinch it off. It'll be easier said than done. There we go. Okay, consider yourself on the way to being pinched. Now I just need to get you in there. I just have to convince to get in that hole. Success! Well, now that that torture is over, hopefully I didn't break anything while I was doing that, I could finally make new power connections. Thankfully I didn't rework those. Or did I? I don't remember. Don't believe I did. So I gotta go there and down there. You stay there. This one might be hard to get out. Oh yeah. Throw some solder in there. Okay. Now, ow! Go grab this. Don't grab that. Gotta get you back through the hole along with everything else. Let's see if I can't do that. Okay. Are you attached? You're attached. That's better. Okay, let me clean up a little bit here, move this around some, and work on the LED. And then we'll test it for power, as is. Let's work on the little power LED. I think it just needs to be soldered on there a little better. But I am tempted to change it out. Where is my LED? Yeah, I don't think you'll work because you have to fit in that little holder. So I just need a regular LED. I do. I have some LED. Okay. Okay, so that's the cutoff side. There's a little flat side on this side. A little flat side on this side. Okay, so flat side is the black. I'm going to plug it in and see what happens. Just tell me a lot once I get it plugged in. Turn you on and just quickly turn you on and off. That's a bad sign. Oh yeah, there's no fuse in it. Let me unplug you and put the fuse back in. The moment of panic there, it's like, oh no, I broke it. Let's make sure nothing's shorting anywhere. Powered on, plugged in, quickly on and off. Yay, lights worked. So power cord works. Yeah, okay, wait. If I just touch across here, that should light up. And it does, sort of. It wants to. Well, let's turn you off, unplug you, and an LED on. I'm really a fan of this. Definitely not a fan of that. I can do better. Let's replace this little LED. Do that. Yes, you were over that at one point. A little bit of yellow. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I think I have finally made some progress. Okay, LEDs, well, LED's fixed. Lights are on. Capacitor's changed. Rework done there. Power cord attached. See if it works. Gotta put it back together. But at least all the parts are functioning now. So that's good. Let's put this back together. Reattach this circuit board, which was these 4 long screws, and these 4 washers. Oh yeah, all the rusty stuff. Well, first let's just put it together, see if its functionality functions, and then I'll do a big cleanup on all its pieces and parts and refurbish some of the top. We go through here, little washer goes on there, and then I will finger tighten into that first part, if I can. Done. Okay. And down low, same deal. There. And washer. How do I manage to hide tools from myself at my tool bench? I don't know how I do it. Oh well, we'll do you later. Okay. We'll do this one. And we will drop the washer. We will put the washer on. And then finger tighten you. If I can. Oh, this is entirely irritating. And then a screw and a washer. Okay, those are all on. Side panels. The other side on. Back side. And we got structural integrity back. Let's work on the front. And who are these 3 guys? Oh, did I miss? I did a little bit, didn't I? Yep. Got to slide you up over the rail on top. Kind of forgot about that. There we go. That's better. One more time. Okay. Partial rebuild. That's a good sign. That's power indicator, and both of these lights are going. So far so good. Yeah, I gotta test see if this thing works as intended. I gotta put a signal into it back here that comes from an amp and see if it dances with a source too. And I can even hook it up to speakers. I haven't done any cleaning on any of this yet because I just haven't yet. So, okay, that should give me speakers eventually. And I wired it into, I wired it into B for some reason. And unscrew some screws here to latch onto. And I got life. Switching sides here. Okay, I think the right PU meter is not getting a signal. As you can see, nothing bouncing here. But if I switch, this one at least has some life. Not very bouncy too. I have to turn it way up. So I'm going to have to figure out where the problem is. I got a bad connection right here somewhere, and if I mess with the pot that helps adjust these, it goes away briefly, but I can't figure out, is it the pot or other thing? I've resoldered some things here, but I don't know. I've already resoldered everything there. Just me pushing on it. That works fine. You're wonky. Just clean you some more. See if that does it. And solder you some more. Hey, let's see if that did anything. I hope it did something. Thank you. Okay. Okay. The potentiometer on the bottom that is for adjusting this channel, which is the left channel, was not soldered in right. The back leg wasn't making contact. What they had done is they'd angled the potentiometer forward so that they could, I guess, take the bottom off and adjust it, but the hind leg wasn't in there, so it wasn't adjusting. And when I pushed it back, it would actually make a little bit more contact, and then you could actually scale this correctly. This one's fine. So I did clean them, and it's all working. It's all working. And you can see the meters. It's here. This is copyrighted music, so I'm not going to play it. But you can see the needles dancing. And I have spent a bit of time making sure they scale correctly based on the amplifier I have. And I think it's working. Okay, that seems to be functioning now, especially after fixing this variable resistor here to set the dial, now that it's properly soldered in. Now it's just putting it back together, cleaning it up somewhat, polishing it some, getting new feet for it because it's already missing one, and cleaning up the top, which had a little bit of rust, some scrapes. So I'll probably repaint this while just cleaning this one off and putting on new feet. At least that's my plan. See if I can get the feet off. Would help if I had glasses on, because the older you get, the less you can see. One of those things in nature, I guess. Come off there. You do it. There we go. Ooh, that one's kind of brittle. Those are gone. Okay, that's proving to be stubborn. Taking off more paint than it's taking off glue. Let it do its magic for a little while. There we go. Oh, okay. That was smart. Person who built this put electrical tape underneath. That's actually brilliant. I'd never thought of that. So they put tape down, and then they put the thing on the tape. It's a nice discovery now that it got loosened. I might have to adopt that. That's actually not a bad idea. Oh, that cleaned up pretty well. Now the top. Is that actually rust or some sort of goo? Looks like a cord, like a curly Q cord was sitting on this. Like a telephone cord. Old style telephone cord for my millennials out there. So first, this rusty mess. All my screws look like this. All my screws are rusty mess. So a very fast montage of me cleaning all these things. They won't be black anymore, but at least they won't be rusty. Only like 40 screws in this. I'm going to have nightmares about rusty screws. Cleaning them, sanding them, priming them, cleaning them, sanding them. There were so many of them. Now, Just like 100 more of them to go. All of these, which is going to take an extraordinarily long time. I mean, all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 32, 34, 36, 38, 39, and those are there. So roughly 42. Life, the universe, and everything. Boy, so lots of work to do. Anybody want to watch me for the next 4 hours? Live and on camera? Probably not. So at this point, I will say I'll catch you on the other side, but at least you have seen kind of what I'm doing in terms of cleaning all of this stuff. So lots of that to happen. See you on the other side of this. I'm getting screwed. There's a joke there somewhere. Yep. Before, after. I gotta do it here as well, here and the other ones, and clean things in here. So let's see if we can get it going. Okay, many hours later, many hours later, the glow up of all the screws has succeeded, I think. I'll show you that when it's all put together, but it definitely took a while. I used a combination of cleaners and scrubbers and brushes and carefully sandpapering things and working around other objects so that I could get it all put together in some sort of semblance. Cleaners, contact cleaners, all kinds of things. Now we can start putting it more back together while some paint dries, because paint is drying on the top that I worked on, but finish the back, or bottom, not the back, so we can put that back on, so at least we can stand it up or set it down. Got some woodwork to do as well. Wow, I really need to clean those. Okay, those are all the same. I forgot about these screws. Oh no, these are still rusty. Oh, there's so many screws. Okay, sometime later with a lot of brushing of screws and cleaning, even more. I'm sure there's more. I can finally put the bottom on. So let's at least do that. See, much cleaner. So these are my replacement capacitors right there and there. These turned out okay. Probably maybe should replace them, but I don't have any. Got some on order. Do that later. Do a quick sanity check. It all lights up. Our LED is actually working. So just waiting on the top to get refinished, or not refinished, dry. I'm in between coats, between the primer and the color, and maybe a little bit of a glossy clear. I don't know. Cross that bridge when I come to it. Just a little fiberglass brush. Tends to help remove the oxidation most of the time. There's a before and after. Can you tell which one is the before and which one is the after? And let's do it again. I've done many hours of exactly this kind of maneuver today on this, because it was so dirty and rusty everywhere. That didn't mean it didn't work once I fixed it. There we go. That's a little better. One to go. Well, I should have showed you the before on this one, but I forgot. You get the idea. You have a party you have to go to.
Yeah, it looks good. So.
Am I invited?
No. He doesn't even know you, dude.
I'm not invited then.
No.
How rude. Those are going to be the winners. Little silver ones. Recording that conversation? I was. Oh well. Okay, yay. Okay, new top, cleaned up. Definitely better than it was before. And the screws I found, not original ones, but they'll work. But these were our missing screws, and at least this is the right thread count, the one that was in there. Everything fixed up on the inside. New power cord, some new capacitors, fixed to a potentiometer for a meter, and de-rusted and cleaned all the outer screw connections, deoxidized the control switches. So I think we should be, at this point, kind of done, except for the hooking it up to other components, which I guess I should eventually show. Well, let's see. Place these two things. I just realized I forgot to do that. So let me do that. One of these, I know exactly where it goes, and still pretty darn sticky. So you went here. The question is, where did you go? I guess you went here. Where did you go over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24, 30, 42, 56. Echo Hotel. Hike. Somebody now will in the comics say, "You fool, you put that in the wrong place." Well, it fit there. There's a groove along the front end that slides into. Something profound. I should say something profound now. It's done. Redid the top, cleaned up the insides and outsides. Definitely cleaned up the front panel. Put a new power cord on it, which you can see back here. So I'm going to plug it in. Made sure the meters work, all the lights come on. Took a while to fix this LED because that LED was not behaving. In fact, I went through 1, 2, somehow, still don't know how, before I got that one working. Those are cheap ones. These are cheap ones. They didn't like it. So I got a slightly different one that's more robust, and it seems to be fine. We replaced the LED that was in there because the connections just broke. Whoever put it together made little extensions. I kind of kept that idea. It was an old capacitor on the power end of things that it just looked suspicious to me. Got some crusty stuff here. Measured okay and seemed to be fully functional, but yeah, I just didn't like the looks of it. Especially since I have a feeling there was one just like it next to it replaced by this, which was definitely too large. And then another one. There's 2 more in there that measured fine, so I left them. And again, here's all the power cord that originally came with it. And just so you can see kind of a before and after. Remember how bad the back was? Rusty? Well, now, not so much. After carefully cleaning all the pieces and parts, individual little things, I don't know about you, but that's a lot better. At least I think so. In terms of the cleanliness, overall, I think I did a pretty good job. You might be going, why are those discolored? It's because these have a little bit of copper on them, whereas everything else doesn't. Kind of interesting because of that they line up with the plus on the speaker gauges, or the speaker plugs. We'll put it with everything else. As I said, I had some of the other pieces that I've been slowly collecting. Still need to work on this one, and that one works, but I haven't even looked in it, but that one needs a little bit of work. That's already been worked on, and you just saw me do that, and I've recently done that. That's a Sansui timer, but this is kind of my, I guess, vintage dream system, sitting temporarily where it is at the moment as I redo a room, and we'll put this together. Now, if I could only find the actual amp that goes with this, or one from the same general era, scrounged up the tuner you saw me work on earlier. Right now, I'm either going to use, well, I could use them both. I'm going to use the Super Scope amp I recently fixed, and a Sony integrated amp as an amp to power it all up. Okay, let's see if it's actually working. I hope it is. Let's see. See you next time.